What's up, everybody? It's been a little bit since I've been on here since Variant Live. It's been quite a while. We were supposed to, as many of you know, longtime members of the Variant Nation know, every Monday is supposed to be a Variant Live. The last 2 to 3 weeks haven't been going that way. Things have just gone crazy here as far as there's been a lot of traveling. You guys know I went to set of The Walking Dead. I went to Washington for a Comic Con. My producer is out of town for a month, so things have just been kind of crazy. We're going into the holidays. We're trying to get ahead for you guys. So because the end of the year, I like to take off 2 weeks, to spend time with families for Christmas and then the New Year. But during those 2 weeks, we get ahead to put episodes up for you guys, so you don't have 2 weeks of nothing. You'll still have episodes. So we're kind of in that swing because once October hits, it's Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas, then New Year. So the rest of the year is going like this now. It's like flying by. So we're kind of in that prep mode to get everything ready. Daredevil season 3 comes out this weekend, so we're prepping for that, giving you guys a history of Kingpin episode, an origin of Bullseye episode, lots of fun stuff for Villains Month right now. Then November, we got some fun stuff planned for the Flash season 5 with Cicada being the villain. We got into the Spider-Verse coming out, Aquaman coming out, so lots of Spider-Man themed episodes coming in November, December, lots of Aquaman themed episodes coming in November, December. So we've got all of it mapped out. Now we're just trying to get it done for you guys, so it's all up and into the interwebs for your viewing eyes as the rest of the year continues. So that's what we're doing. That's why, unfortunately, things have been crazier. But we're gonna try to get back to every Monday again. I know it's Tuesday now. Yesterday again, we were working on the Kingpin episode. I was working on that yesterday, so that's why I'm a little delayed today. A little delayed, but better late than never. Hopefully, we get back on a good schedule. Every every Monday once again, because that's the fun thing to do. Sorry guys, hold on, I gotta look at this real quick. This is the fun of being live. I have to check something right here. Okay, good to go. Good to go. Yes, live, sorry. Yeah, with that said though, like, because I've been have so much going on, usually on Variant Mondays, Variant Live, I like to talk about a show that I'm watching on Verve, and I've been watching My Hero Academia season 3 on Verve. Unfortunately, I'm like kind of behind. I think I'm like 4 or 5 episodes behind, so I can't talk about it because I have nothing new to say about it because I'm behind. But if you guys would like to join and watch some Verve or watch My Hero Academia, watch Freakazoid, watch all the 90s Nicktoons on there. They have a Nick Splat channel where you could watch like Are You Afraid of the Dark, Ira Monsters, Cat Dog, like Doug, all that. What else? I think Clarissa Explains It All is on there. All those old 90s Nicktoons. Salute Your Shorts, Hey Dude. You click the link in the description. You get a free 30-day ad-free trial. You can watch all that 30 days for free, but trust me, you're gonna want to keep it because it's one of my favorite channel's one of my favorite streaming services because it's just got all the anime and all the 90s nostalgia on it. So it's on their catalog's only getting bigger. Like they didn't have Nick Splat like a month or two ago. That's new. So they're going before that they acquired Freakazoid. So their 90s catalog is like building. So it's great. So if you want to join on that, hop on that and help out the channel, click the link in the description below. And you also get to watch free shows for 30 days ad free. With that said, let's get into the episode. That's my little I had to give give my little spiel to be like kind of get you guys up to date. That's what these lives are for, to be more personal with you guys, interact with you guys, let you guys what's going on with Variant, with me, and the Variant Nation in general. So let's get into what the title is talking about. The first big news to talk about today is the DCEU in jeopardy, possibly. Is it ending? Isn't it ending? That's the rumor floating around today. It's been the rumor floating around for quite a while now. It only got stronger when it's several weeks back. Cavill was apparently exiting the DCEU. That's still not confirmed, but I believe today, do not quote me on this. I read it this morning when I was literally still in bed under the covers on my phone. I was on Twitter, and I believe Geek Tyrant tweeted out that the DCEU is no more, not necessarily no more, but Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are leaving it, which kind of puts the whole thing in jeopardy. That's like, there's more than half of your Trinity. Trinity is 3 people, 2 of your members are gone. You got Wonder Woman, and that's it. The world's finest is literally leaving, leaving the situation. So that's the rumor right now because DC has no plans for a Superman movie, and their Batman movie by Matt Reeves, which I'm really, really looking forward to, is apparently not tied to the DCEU. It's kind of like the Joker movie where it's gonna be its own stand-alone thing. So yeah, my thoughts, guys. I feel like I'm talking about the DCU almost every time I do a variant live here because it's just they're always having some like weird nonsense going on. So, all right, let me get my thoughts together. So, I think they just need a reboot. Like, I think it's time with all this stuff going on. Ben Affleck, he's going through some rough stuff in his personal life. He's going through rehab. He's clearly not, doing so great right now. I wish him the best, but I don't think his mindset should be doing movies right now. He needs to work on himself and get better, and get on his feet before he's worrying about playing Batman because getting your life together is way more important than playing any character in any movie. So he's got all that stuff going. I loved him as Batman. I liked him in BVS. I thought there were certain things I did, that I thought they could. Overall, I liked him as Batman a lot. I thought he's the best looking Batman as far as like in the bat suit. His height is very, bulky, intimidating. I didn't like aspects, of like in BVS. It was more Snyder. My complaint where Snyder did with him, where like just killing and all that stuff. That's definitely not the Batman we know from the comics. I know some people don't care about that stuff, but a lot of the diehards like me do, where it's like freaking gunning down people left and right. And I know that there's Snyder defenders will be like, well, this is in that world where, he's like angry and he's breaking his rules because he's jaded and older now and blah 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 blah. And no, I mean sure, but that's not for me. But I'm going on a tangent. With that said, overall, I really like the Ben Affleck Batman. Again, he looks awesome. He's one of the best Batmans we've gotten live action. Some would argue the best live action Batman we've gotten. I don't know if I would say he's my favorite live action. He's the coolest looking for sure, but I don't know where I fall. I'd have to think about that, because Justice League, you know what it is? It's just these movies weren't good as a whole, a lot of them. So it was just hard to it's kind of hard to judge where just pick his performance out. Anyway, I'm tangent. I'm going down a wormhole. It's a lot because I have feelings about this, guys. All right. Anyway, I think the DCEU should just reboot 100%. Just I know 'cause it's hard to say though, because it's hard to just be like reboot with all the stuff they have coming out, down the pipeline. Because they have Aquaman coming out in December. They have Shazam coming out next year, and they both look awesome. They also got Wonder Woman 2 is currently filming. They have that coming out. So like those are all within the DCEU, and those are the next 3 movies that are coming out. Like they're current, like Shazam and Aquaman are already shot, right? They're done. They're just being edited right now. They're in post. Wonder Woman, I think, is still currently shooting, but close to being done. So those are done. Those are gonna be released. They already studio paid the money. Those are out in the world, and those are in the DCEU. They're coming out. So the only thing, the way to do it is, which I've said several times, I feel like a broken record, to fix this is Flashpoint. Flashpoint is your scapegoat in this situation. Flashpoint, 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 Flashpoint. You could use that to, have Barry go back in time, screw up the timelines, do whatever you want. Give us our Thomas Wayne cameo that everyone wants, our Flashpoint Batman. Please the fans as well. Then at the end of it, like in the comic, when he goes back, to try to correct everything, like, oh, I messed up. I've created the Flashpoint timeline. I need to fix this. Then when he goes back, he realizes then his new reality, when he comes back to the, what he thinks is his real reality, is now changed and altered because he screwed things up in the timeline. So now that things are changed and altered, you could have different people as, the Flash or Batman or Superman or whoever you want. You could, timelines. So you could fix all the timelines with that. It's literally such an easy fix because you could explain everything. You just blame it on the Flash in the Flashpoint. You could like, any continuity errors with timelines, or like, oh, this doesn't match up because if that happened then this didn't happen then. Well, if she's this, then how come that's, anything that would had continuity errors, you could totally just fix in like with the Flashpoint and like BS your way through it because you just blame it all on Flashpoint. It's your scapegoat. That's like the easiest thing to do. So I that's what I would do if DC or Warner Brothers is like, if they were watching this or watching Variant, they're like, hey, Harris, we want your advice. What'd you do? I would literally tell them that like verbatim, be like, look, guys, I mean, Jeff Johns already kind of did it for you when he did, Flashpoint. So just take that. Literally that, because that was their way to make the new 52 and create what? New continuity. It was their way to what? To do a reboot and do with the new 52. But you could also like keep things with that too. You don't have to get rid of it. You could literally, it gives you the ability to pick and choose what you want to keep. It's literally what they did with the new 52. That's literally what they did. They were like, oh, we like this part in Batman's history. We like this part in Superman's history. We're gonna keep that, but we don't like this, so we're gonna get rid of that. And you just blamed it on him screwing up the timelines, and all the things not matching up. You just blame it on that, and it's just I don't I can't stress it enough. That is the easiest way to fix it because you could let's say Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill don't want to play Superman anymore. Like those rumors are true. It's not going to happen. They are out 100% because Warner Brothers again. It's like confirmed, but Warner Brothers hasn't released an official statement yet. So let's say though, tomorrow they confirm it. Great. So Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, unfortunately, are gone. I would have loved to see them, under an awesome director. I think Ben Affleck and I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I think his problem was just direction and writing. Same thing with Ben Affleck. I loved him as Batman. I just think he needed better writing and a better director because given the right story and direction, I don't see nothing wrong with them as actors. The way they look awesome as Batman and Superman, their costumes were even great. Going by earlier, I was saying, I do really like Ben Affleck as Batman. So, but tangent again. Let's say they're out. Cool, but Gail Gadot, Jason Momoa, and Zachary Levi are like, no, we're still in for the long haul. We want to be our characters, Shazam, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. You could keep them. You could do that. You could explain like, it messed up, it kept their continuity and stuff, or it rearranged stuff. It kept them as, their characters, but for some reason it screwed up, who is, what Bruce Wayne looks like, or what Bruce Wayne looks like now, or why he's younger, or why Superman, looks different, or why he's younger, or why he's older. It's the easiest way. It's the easiest way. I would also I know I was on the record when I did the Justice League review back in the day, because when I literally reviewed it like the day I saw it, I was I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was kind of on a high of like I was just like because I love the Justice League. I like even the Justice League more than the Avengers. So because I just was gravitated to them first as a kid. So just the fanboy and me wanted to like it so much, and even all the little like fan things they did were like Flash Race Superman, where Superman solo the Justice League, all that stuff like got me really excited because there was a lot of cool things in the movie like that, and it got me so excited. Like, yeah, I can't believe we got to see that. But then I stepped back like several days later. I was like, those are cool moments, and they had funny lines and stuff, and they had like fan service here and there. But as a whole, it wasn't the best. And then I thought more about Flash. I was like, at first I didn't mind him too much, and the more I saw the movie and watched it, I'm like, yeah, this was me just really wanting to like it. That's not really Barry Allen that I know from the comics. That's unfortunate. Like Allen is a forensic scientist who's, he has his troubles. Basically like the freaking like Grant Gustin. Like that is a really good interpretation of the Flash, so anyway, you could recast him as well as I'm saying. You could do whatever you want. I'm basically saying in a really long way, Flashpoint could fix everything. You could do whatever you want, and explain everything, why everything's changed because of that. So that's my thoughts on that. I'm gonna move on because I could literally talk about this for the whole hour, like during this very live. So hopefully, at this point, it's just been so chaotic and so crazy with they're announcing movies like they're like, oh, we're doing a Nightwing movie. Oh, that's not happening, or at least it's off the table for now. Oh, we're doing a Flashpoint movie. Oh, no, that's not happening. We're now gonna do just a solo origin Flash movie. Oh, wait. We said it was coming out, 2019. It's gonna come out 2020 or 2021 now. Like it's like make a plan and stick to it. Like, jeez, just make a plan and stick to it. Like, stop. Just, I've said it before. It's like they're just throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what sticks. It's like, what fans will want? They'll want to see Batman and Superman in a movie. Yes, we would. We definitely would. But that doesn't mean you should just throw it together and, not give us a good story or, just, for lack of a better term, half-ass it. Yeah, that. So I don't know. There's that. But I know a lot of people like that movie. If you like the movie, it's awesome. I'm glad for you. Like, I wish I loved that movie. Like, I would rather be in your position. Like, if you love that movie, I would rather be you. I don't want to. That's the thing that's funny. People are like, I can't believe they get mad when you don't like certain movies or comic movies. It's like, dude, I'm a fan of all the stuff. Like, I literally like this is like this is literally my job to talk about these heroes. I want to like this stuff. I wish I liked this stuff. So it's like, no, I'm jealous of you. I wish I liked it like you did, but unfortunately I don't. So I think it's funny when like, people get mad, like, I can't believe you like it. Your opinion sucks. It's like, no, I mean, I'm actually sad that I don't like it. I wanna be in your boat, but unfortunately, because of just, difference of taste and, things here and there, I don't agree. So another little tangent. Anyway, let's move on. We're gonna stay in the DC universe though, because quite frankly, there's a lot of DC news and not too much Marvel news recently for whatever reason. So Batwoman, she released, as you guys know, she is going to appear in the CW crossover series titled Elseworlds. How cool is that, guys? Elseworlds, you guys know who watch the show. I love me some DC Elseworld stories. Speeding Bullets, Gotham by Gaslight, just the list goes on and on and on. Gave us Vampire Batman. There's so much cool stuff in the DC Elseworld stuff. And now the CW DC has decided to title their 3-episode crossover DC Elseworlds, and what's really cool is Batwoman is going to be in it. Now, Batwoman isn't my favorite character or one of my favorite characters by any means. I like, if anything, like Batgirl's my jam. Like, if you would ask me, I would have much rather like see Batgirl in the CW or Arrowverse, because that just makes more sense anyway to me, because they already have Supergirl, and in the comics Supergirl and Batgirl are like friends, and then even in the Bruce Timm DC animated universe, Supergirl and Batgirl are like best friends. Like, just kind of have like, it's literally like the female version of World's Finest. It's like they have that dynamic going on. So I think it would have made more sense for that. But they decided to go with Batwoman instead, which is fine. I don't not like her. I'm just, you'll never hear me being like, Batwoman is the most amazing character. She's just not one of my favorite characters. She's not in my top 10 by any means. So, but she's still an interesting character. She's part of the Bat family, so I do still enjoy her. Um, but anyway, her costume was officially revealed. I should have actually pulled that up for you guys. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, but why not pull it up? Let's see if I can pull this up for you guys real quick. For those of you who haven't seen it, this is actually kind of old news, but again, we haven't done Variant Live in a week. So I was like, let's just mention it for those who missed it. Ruby Rose, Batwoman, a quick Google search. So you guys don't have to look it up. I'll do it for you. Let's get a large image. Come on. Come on. All right, guys. I got it. I'm going to screen share it, obviously, once I pull it up for you. All right. Let's see. Let's screen share. La, la, la. And boom. There you go, guys. That is Ruby Rose as Batwoman. I actually think it looks awesome. Again, like, she's not my favorite character by any means, but this costume looks great. She looks ripped right out of the comic books, essentially. Like, that is very comic accurate. And I love that the CW is finally getting here. Let's do a little close up. Is finally getting rid. Oh man, come on. Sorry guys, hold on. Whoop, let's do it again. There you go. I love that the CW is finally getting rid of the leather. Like, this is actually like a costume. Looks like, just some kind of like cool fabric mixed with, whatever elements. I guess, this could be considered leather here and there, but it just looks awesome. You guys know one of my biggest gripes is that the CW or the Arrowverse just uses leather, especially for Flash. I was like, no, he's a speedster. He would not be wearing leather. I know it's not supposed to be leather in that fictional universe, but it's like, no, it's still leather. So there we go. Ruby Rose as Batwoman. She looks really cool. I think her cowl's awesome. I love the red wig. Really cool. The lipstick with the extremely white face is very comic accurate, and because she's like overly pale when she's in the costume in the comics too, which is cool. It gives her kind of like that scary, like, I have no color dead look, which is more intimidating because she also is taking on the symbol of the bat. Love the red bat symbol here. Just the whole, I really dig the costume. It's very comic accurate. Anyone who's a fan of Batwoman, I don't see why you wouldn't like this costume. It is really, really cool. So let's stop screen sharing. Back to me. There we are. But yeah, I'm digging the costume. I'm excited for the crossover. I'm curious to see how she's going to be implemented, and apparently, if it does well, or she is, the series is she is received well. Um, she will get her own series because I think they ordered a pilot, but I don't know if they confirmed that she's getting her own series. So, I mean, I hope so. I'm down for good DC, good comic content, as long as it's good. I'll take anything, favorite character or not, as long as it's good storytelling. I'm down. Plus, it's going to be cool to have a member of the Bat family and the Arrowverse finally. Although, again, if you were to ask me, I'd be like, do Batgirl. If you're gonna do Batgirl, that'd be awesome because I know they don't want to do Batman, and or they're kind of doing that in the Titans thing. They're alluding to it, so I'm like, just do Batgirl. Batgirl would be awesome. I love me some Batgirl. So she's one of my favorite characters. I love Batgirl. So yeah, that is that. Moving on, with this kind of with the Arrowverse crossover Elseworlds, today they actually released a second poster. So let me find that for you guys as well. I posted it earlier, I believe. Let's see, Arrowverse crossover. Love how I'm talking. Do you guys talk as you type? Because I always talk as I type. I'm like Arrowverse. It's like, why am I doing that? Here we go. Is this poster? Let me find a large version for you guys. Loving, loving. All right, let's see. I was gonna say that this internet speed is so fast. Actually I do have really fast internet here at the studio. It's being dumb right now. Okay, so this is really cool. I saw this today and I immediately sent it to two of my best friends. I was like, guys, look, this is not a fan poster. This is an official poster, and that's what I said to them. That's what I'm saying to you. This is not a fan poster. This is an official promo poster for the Arrowverse crossover that's happening in December. Okay, I'm gonna screen share it. You guys ready? You guys, I know a lot of you already seen it, but some of you may have not. And boom. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. That is Oliver Queen in the Flash costume and Barry Allen in the Green Arrow costume. How cool is that? So I guess in this Elseworld story, obviously they're flipping roles. It's gonna be so much fun to see Stephen Amell in the Flash costume and Grant Gustin in the Green Arrow costume, or Barry Allen in the Green Arrow costume, and Flash in the and Stephen and Oliver Queen in the Flash costume. Jeez. It's hard to say that going backwards. How cool is that, guys? That's the original Elseworlds logo from the DC imprint back in the day. I'm just excited, very very excited. What does this mean? What does this mean? Like, where are they going with this? They're switching roles clearly, but like, is that just how it is on this other Earth, or are they switching for a strategic reason? I don't know, but I want to know, and I have to wait till December to find out. So the only thing that sucks is I have to wait a month and a half. That's unfortunate. It's actually closer to 2 months. Dang, that sucks. But yeah, I'm very excited. That's a really cool poster, and it asks lots of questions, and the Elseworld logo is fire. I am all about Elseworlds. I gotta do more variant episodes on Elseworlds purely just because I'm a fan of it, and I want to talk to you guys about it to make you guys fans of it because it's really, really cool. It's awesome. It's kind of like the old Justice thing. It's kind of awesome seeing, like, just like, what if it's essentially like what if for Marvel, but DC has Elseworlds. It's like, what happens if instead of Superman landing in uh landing with the Kents, he land in Gotham and freaking, became Batman, like that kind of stuff. Or, what happens if, Batman became Green Lantern, like all those cool. It's like, I just love those what if things, and it's just really cool to have these weird spins on the characters we love so much. Moving on from that, though, the Aquaman trailer. I do want to talk about the Aquaman trailer, the 5-minute Aquaman trailer that debuted last week. Now, you guys know, a lot of you guys were actually like, I keep you like the first Aquaman trailer, because I went on record being like, yeah, it was all right. It wasn't bad, but I wasn't like, San Diego Comic-Con when they released the Shazam trailer and they released the Aquaman trailer. I was like, that Shazam trailer is dope. But the Aquaman trailer, I was like, yeah, it's all right. But now this 5-minute trailer showing more of the movie, I don't know, what, it just showed a lot more, and it gave a better sense of the tone and how the movie's going to look and feel. I am in. I am 100% in now. That 5-minute Aquaman trailer is dope. It is so cool. We got to see a lot of Black Manta. He looks really cool. I like the action just looks really great. Really great. The dynamic with with Arthur Curry and Mira, or Aquaman and Mira, was really cool. It seems like they're gonna have kind of like those funny moments, but it also looks like it's gonna be serious, lots of action. That's what I like in superhero movies. Like, you guys hear me complain a lot, like with the DCEU and even the new Titan show, that's really just constantly dark. And it's not that, like, I don't like dark. I love, when things would be dark and things need to be serious. It works, works fine when used right. I just don't like things that have one consistent tone. Because, if you've been reading comics for a long time, like, not comics aren't this one consistent tone, especially characters like Spider-Man or like even Aquaman, Shazam, Batman, Superman. Like, Batman's a really dark character, right? But if you've been reading Batman for a long time, it goes like that. I'm saying a lot. Why am I saying so much? Stop saying Eris. It goes a lot like up and down like that. Like, you have your serious beats, but then you have things that kind of like, oh, brings you back a little bit, and then it catches you off guard when it goes back into something serious. So you have to have like waves, levels. You can't just be a constant like I don't wouldn't want these movies to be constantly like comedy either, like just straight all the way across. I wouldn't want to be constantly. You have to find a nice balance, I think, especially with superhero movies, because there's just so many characters and big personalities. You have to balance everything just right. So when you're hitting, like, you're giving awesome action, you're also, hitting serious story points and tones, but you're also, relieving some of that, giving the audience a breath of fresh air with some comedy and stuff, then it all blends together and makes this awesome blockbuster superhero movie. So that's what I mean when that it's not that I don't like dark things. It's just, for the most part, I've been ranting, recently with, I feel like the new thing in Hollywood is like, let's make it darker, edgy, adult. That means it's cool. No, it's only cool if that's like what it was. Like, if you're doing The Watchmen, then yes, it's dark. That's why I like it, because it's more mature thing. It's like, it tells you what super. It asks the question, or shows it's like superheroes are dealing with their own problems too. They're not perfect either. Like, that's the whole point of Watchmen, to show you that they're not perfect. They're dealing with their own issues and stuff like that. So that's more of a mature thing, and that's awesome because that's what it is. But when you're dealing with something like the Teen Titans, it's not. Sure, they've had serious stories. I'm a big fan of the Teen Titans. They've had lots of serious stories. Raven manipulated the team in their first appearance. They did lots of darker things, but it wasn't this constant like boo, where it's just like, no. In midst of all that, there was still like, fun to be had, or just adventure, not just like, oh, we gotta figure out, like, everything's just like, the best way to say it is like, for the Titan show and the DCU, everything just feels, I can't, not even put into words. The best way to sum it up is everything just feels like this. Like, that's like like how my face looks is how like everyone is always feeling. And that's what I mean. Like, that's just no. These are comic books that, especially these sorts of pop, like, Avengers and Justice League, they're more, yes, they can be dark and they have very serious stories. I mean, Batman has freaking the Killing Joke, and they deal with rape and murder and stuff, but that's not all the time, is my point. I'm going on a tangent. Some people may like that though, and if that's what you like, that's fine. To each his own. But that's not not for me. But I think a lot of people agree with me with the whole Titans thing and DCEU thing, where it's like, smile a little bit, man. Not everything has to be so serious all the time. Like, sure, like if you're gonna have like a 3 episode arc where it's dealing with a serious situation, just like they would do in the comics, where they're gonna have a 5 issue arc where it's like serious. It's like, oh, that's awesome, that's dark, that's cool. Some of my favorite stories. Killing Joke is my favorite comic book story of all time. That is a super dark story. Awesome. But again, if it was all Batman comics were always like that and that twisted, and like, having like a father watch his naked daughter be tortured, if it was always like that, that would just be dang depressing. You gotta use like those things as like, like ammo to throw out and like shock and your audience every now and then. You can't just use it as a constant thing. That's like a trick you pull out of your hat to be like, oh, to surprise people. It's like that all the time, and it's just like not fun, and just like, oh, this is depressing. I don't know. I'm ranting, ranting. Anyway, let's see. Let's talk about Nightwing. So Nightwing actually, this is gonna be spoilers, guys. So spoilers galore. If you don't want to know about Nightwing in the comics, this is a spoiler warning, because something kind of big happened to him. He didn't die, but something big. So spoilers in 1, 2, 3, go. So Nightwing recently got shot in the head by KGB in, I believe, Batman issue 55. Because of this, he didn't die. He did not die. Because of this, though, he's lost his memory, and he's scared of heights now. He doesn't know how to be like a good acrobat, where that's like his whole shtick. so he's having to rely just purely on his detective skills, and he doesn't remember who he is fully. An issue is coming out tomorrow that kind of deals with that more in the newest issue of Nightwing issue 51, I believe. Um, but in any case, because of this, he's also taking on a new name. His name, as you guys know, is Richard Grayson or Dick Grayson, right? So in the comics now, they're going to change it for it's going to be temporary, obviously, because obviously he's going to get his memory back and all that stuff. His new name is going to be Rick, just RIC, Rick. Why? I don't know. I mean, it's one I just figured I'd tell you, but it's not really that like a big of a deal in the sense because I know some people are like, what? They changed his name temporarily. So uh I think it's fine because it's just for this story arc, however many issues it lasts. So it could be interesting to see how, you know, Dick Grayson deals with getting his personality back or remembering who he is, and now he's taking on the new identity of Rick. Very random, right? but but that's that. With that, just a little piece of info I want to tell you guys. Let's see what else I got. My little notes down here. I got like bullet points that I like to hit with you guys. I write it on a post-it note. New Spider-Man suit for Spider-Man Far From Home for the MCU. You guys have seen that. I posted it on a variant Instagram account. It's the black and red costume. I know about a bunch of you have seen it. Looks awesome. It looks like an homage to the first appearance Spider-Man in Amazing Fantasy 15, but also like pulling a lot of inspiration from Superior Spider-Man with the whole black and red scheme. So it's kind of like a twofer for that. And it looks cool. It looks awesome. I like the fact they keep giving him new suits. Sorry, I need to drink a bit of water. Been rambling for a while. Oh yeah, it looks really, really cool. People are saying it's possibly his shield suit, which could be cool. I mean, I like the stealth costume that leaked too, about 2 weeks ago, where it's all black, kind of looks like Spider-Man Noir. That would be dope. Can you imagine if you wore Spider-Man Noir costume? Oh man, dude, no. Can you imagine if they eventually down the line for like Phase 4, they did it into the Spider-Verse? I know they're doing that with Miles Morales in the animated universe for Sony, which looks like a ton of fun. I cannot wait for that movie. But what if they did that in the live action MCU, dude, and introduce Miles Morales, then cast Spider Gwen, Spider Man Noir, bro? That would be awesome. I'd be so into that. That would be crazy. Can you imagine the superior Spider Man? Oh man, the Spider Man 2099, Ben Riley Scarlet Spider. Oh my gosh, I could dream. I could dream. That's what I'm hitting the mic here. I'm so happy. That is what I would do. All right. With that said, guys, that's all the news I have for you today. Oh, actually, no, it is not. I have one more bit, and it's more movie news because movie news has been coming out like a motherfucker. So today, actually, earlier today, it was released that the 66 Batmobile from the Adam West Batman TV series was spotted on the set of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. What? I saw the video. I saw the video of the 66 Batmobile on the set of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. How crazy is that? That is not I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, is it just an Easter egg, like a little cameo to be like, "Ha, get it?" Like one of those things, just an Easter egg, or is that gonna be in continuity with the movie? Like, what is I don't even know what that means. And the Batmobile in the movie, it's the 66 Batmobile, but it looks a little like dirtier, like not like broken or run down, but it just looks like, it was run through the mud and it needs a car wash. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the Batmobile they're just gonna use for the movie and kind of bring it into like movie continuity, even though this Joker movie is a standalone, so they can do whatever they want. Does that mean it's attached to the Adam West verse in some weird way? I don't know. I would think not, but I mean, who knows? I just want to share that with you guys. I really don't know what that means. I mean, speculation is just what like the 66 Batmobile in the Joker movie, like well, that's weird. That's really, really cool. But with that said, guys, I'm gonna open it up for 10 or so minutes of Q&A in case you guys, in case I forgot some major news or just I wanna chat with you guys and answer some of your questions because quite frankly, I miss you guys. It's been 3 weeks and I love interacting with you. So let's talk some comic books. Ask away, and I will pick random questions in the chat. So let's see. Legend of Seven says didn't even know a Joker movie was coming out. Yeah. Um not Jared Leto. That's no, this is a different Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is playing the Joker. There's lots of leaked set photos. Google that. Put Joaquin Phoenix Joker. You will see bunch of awesome photos of Joaquin Phoenix in Joker makeup. He looks different, but awesome. Looks intimidating as all get out. All right. Let's see. Finkley, the Joker movie is being filmed by my uncle. So your uncle is Todd Phillips. If you are telling the truth, I don't know if you are telling the truth, but if you are telling the truth, your uncle is Todd Phillips, and that's awesome. And get him, give me an email so I could interview him for Variant. Let's see. Dicka-dicka-dum. Austin Renee, how do you think the Joker movie will turn out? Sorry, my computer freaked out for a bit. I think it looks awesome. I mean, it's a standalone movie, so they can do anything. It just has to be good. Like they don't have to worry about connecting it to the DCEU or connecting it to that and that. It's its own entity. So it's like a one shot. It's the equivalent of a like comic book one shot, but for like a movie. So I think it looks awesome. I think Joaquin Phoenix is a fantastic actor. The tone from the set videos and just pictures, it looks great. I think I have high hopes for the movie, and I hope it doesn't let me down. So I'm very, very excited for it. Did you hear about Dick Grayson? Dick Grayson will be Rick Grayson in Nightwing 51. You must have just come into the chat because yes, I did. I actually just talked about that 5 or so minutes ago. So yes, I did hear about that. Mm-mm-mm. Will you finally do a history of Sonic the Hedgehog episode? You've been Mr. Young. You've been asking for this episode for quite a long time. Again, as I've said, if people want it, I just not enough because well, it was what is the Flash? Is that what it was? Or a History of Sonic the Hedgehog? If enough people want it, sure, but I don't. Personally don't think enough people want it. Like, because you know he's had comic books, sure, but it's not really so much up the alley of what, I do here on Variant, so, yeah, but if enough people want it, sure. I mean, I could research some Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know honestly, I don't know enough about him to do it. I have to research, on him. I know a little bit. I played the video games as a kid, but I'm not, like I don't know. I couldn't tell you like I could the Ninja Turtles or any of these characters back here, so, yeah. Helvard, will Venom get a sequel? Yes, if you watch the movie, you know it's going to get a sequel because it was very much alluded to in that post-credit scene. Not only that, the movie's made like what, almost 300 million worldwide. It only cost 100 million to make. It's getting a sequel, 100%. These movies are all just business at the end of the day. Doesn't matter if the critics hate them or love them, as long as they're making hundreds of millions of dollars, the studios will keep pumping them out. So yes, it is going to get a sequel. I could almost guarantee it. Sorry, 209 says, "Hey Aries, do you watch iZombie?" I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. It looks kind of fun. It looks cool. I just haven't because there's just so much stuff to watch. Besides all like the comic book shows like Flash, Arrow, now Titans, Gotham, on and on. There's lots of other shows I watch as well. Like, right now I'm currently actually watching The Good Place on Netflix with my wife. We really enjoy that show. We think it's funny. So we're binge watching that. Then the new season of Schitt's Creek just got put up on Netflix. That's an hilarious show. If you guys have not seen that show, the first 3 or 4 seasons are up on Netflix for Schitt's Creek. It's hilarious, really, really funny. Lots of other shows. What else am I watching now? A Superstore. We're watching. Then I also want to watch Ozark. There's just so much things to watch. Not enough time. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, yes, Jerts Nate? Netflix canceled Iron Fist. Yeah, that is big news. I should have talked about that. Netflix did indeed cancel Iron Fist. I believe that was all over the internet this weekend. Yeah, I'm not shocked if not shocked one bit. I personally was not a fan of the series. Again, there's just so much superhero show content out there that, like back in the day, like you only really had like Smallville and, Birds of Prey was even a thing. You only had a few to pick from. So like you kind of, even if you didn't like it, you kind of forced yourself to like it because it's like all you had. And as a comic fan, you're like, well, at least I get to see Oracle on screen. You know what I mean? At least I get to see, Black Canary on screen or Superman on screen, even though he never wears his costume. Even though I love Smallville. I'm not hating on it. I love Smallville. That's kind of what started this even before Arrow and all that stuff. But with that said, since there's so many options, I don't feel like, you have to like you could be a little more picky now. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like, oh, it's a thing that I like and they're doing it, so I like it. Now it's there's so many options that you could be more picky. You don't have to like force yourself to like things. I mean, you shouldn't force yourself to like things, even if it's the only thing available. But I know, it just kind of happens because as fans, we kind of, we want to like it so much that we force ourselves to, even if it's bad. So with Iron Fist was one of those things where there's just so much good content out there, and Daredevil season 3 looks so good. I can't wait for that to come out on Friday. And Bullseye looks great. William Wilson Fisk is back, but again, Iron Fist wasn't hitting the mark for me. So I'm not surprised, and that seemed to be because of the consensus across the board. But to be fair, I'm also not the biggest Iron Fist fan. Like, I like Iron Fist by any means, but like, he wasn't on my pull list every single month. I more kind of read him in like other store when he would appear like an Avengers title or other stories, or every now and then, I'd get like a Heroes for Hire or something, or in like old trade paperbacks or in collected editions. But again, Iron Fist was never a character that was like always on my pull list, like a Flash or Spider-Man or Shazam or Avengers or something like that. So yes. And with that said, I might have missed a good bit of comments here because I wasn't looking at the screen, and they were probably just going. Bert Phillips, Cloak and Dagger, like it. I only watched the first 2 episodes. I Again, Cloak and Dagger is one of those shows that, or characters that, I read them in passing. They were another, again, not one of my favorite characters, but I did like them, especially when they appeared in the Spider-Man books, because that's, how they originated and stuff. They were in the Spider-Man books. So I did like them. I thought they were really interesting and cool. I thought what they did in the Freeform show, though, was way too, like, for lack of a better term, teeny boppy or teen boppy or whatever you want to say, like too like tweeny. You want to say it seemed like it was too much like a drama, like a superhero drama, that was less on the superhero, more on like the romantical drama side of their relationship and stuff. Again, I've only watched the first 2 episodes, so I can't be a crucial judge on it. But from what I saw, it's like, yeah, and that mixed with like I'm not a massive Cloak and Dagger fan as it is, that I haven't watched it. Not to say I probably won't go back and watch it, whenever, I get a chance. But as of now, I'm like, yeah, again, there's just so much stuff to watch, and I'm, even more so than the shows, I'm reading comics all the time because that's my bread and butter, and that, that's the only reason why these shows exist. So it's just, between reading comics, watching all the shows, working, spending time with my wife and daughter, it's just a lot. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. It's like there's a lot of stuff out there. It's crazy. So I have to be more picky nowadays. I don't have to do the stuff I absolutely love. Daredevil season 3. Yeah, Daredevil season 3 says he's hyped AF. So am I, as am I. Tomorrow you'll get a history of Kingpin. You're welcome. All right, I'm gonna ask a few more questions and then I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Let's see. Do. Xander Bryan Cinemas. Hi, Arris with lightning bolts. Hi, Xander. Bu- 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 Bert Phillips says overloaded. I agree. Yeah, it's just a lot. I'm not complaining at all. This is awesome. We are like in the golden age of superhero TV and movies, which is awesome, and I am so grateful for it. I'm just saying that there's a lot out there, so I just pick the ones that I absolutely love. It's like we have options now. It's like, you're not. I'm a massive comic book fan, but I'm not reading every single comic book title that's released. I'm picking my favorites. It's the same thing with the TV shows. Vincent, are you a car guy? I mean, yeah, I love cars. My dream is to, ever since I was a kid, I always wanted a Dodge Viper, and I know they don't make them anymore. I believe they stopped making them as of 2014, 2015. But I have a deal with my wife that from my middle age crisis, I could lease a Dodge Viper for 1 year. So, I mean, I'm not like this massive car guy. You're not going to hear me, spouting out like, years and models and engine makes and all that stuff. But, I'm a dude. I like cars. All right. John Gasaway. I love your vids. Thank you, man. I am glad you do. Let's see here. Castlejaw MM, I believe I hope I said that right. What about the new Halloween movie? I want to see it so bad. I want to see it very, 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 very bad. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of Halloween. It's just fun. I think it's just fun, especially now. It's I'm here in Texas. It's been raining a lot recently because it's bringing in the cold weather, bringing in winter, the cold front, and it's like October, so it's Halloween, so it's kind of creepy at the same time. And it's getting kind of chilly out, so there's nothing better than it raining and watching a horror movie at night. Easty best. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. Do you like Venom? Of course I like Venom. He's actually one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. I'd say my favorite Spider-Man villain is probably the Green Goblin because he's put him, one of the ones that's put him through the most hell, him and Doc Ock. I think if I had to put it to the test, it'd be Green Goblin, Doctor Octopus, then Venom. Those are my top three favorite Spider-Man villains. So I think that would be it. So in summary, I love me some Venom. Do you play Fortnite? I do not, but I just downloaded it on my Xbox One last weekend, so it's downloaded. I'm gonna start because it's free and the world seems to think this is the best game in all existence. So I'm gonna start. Are you pumped for Aquaman? Yes, I said that earlier. If you go back and watch, I am very, very pumped for Aquaman. Didn't like the first trailer, that new 5-minute trailer though. Fire, as one would say. It looks awesome. Dun, dun, dun. Someone said something about Hood, and I lost it in my eyes. Dang it! I think it was like, "Who's that guy in the red hood behind you?" I don't know what that means. Deadpool? Dicka dicka. Toy Bandit, do you like the repaint Marvel Legends? You mean when they, like, reissue one like they did with Venom and Carnage? I don't mind it. I think it's awesome. Like I said in my review of Marvel Legends, if that's what you're talking about when they reissue it and they just give it slightly different paint applications, that is awesome because it kinda gives, if I already have it, then I'm not gonna buy it, but for people who missed out on the first one, that's awesome? So it's like it's pretty cool that you get a chance to get that character again, especially fan loved ones like Carnage or Venom or, if they re-release like a Wolverine that, the Tiger Stripe Wolverine that everyone wanted. So I think that stuff is cool. I know some people complain because that takes up the slot of a character we may not have gotten yet in the line, but, what are you gonna do? It's like you please this group, but you're gonna displease this group, or if you please this group, you're gonna displease this group. So you're always gonna have someone complaining no matter what. So me, I personally don't mind it. They're gonna get to them all the time. They're pumping out so many Marvel Legends, it's insane. I feel like they're releasing a new wave like every month. It's nuts, but awesome. All right, guys. With that said, I'm actually gonna get out of here. Remember though, the Verve link is in the description below if you want to get 30 days of ad-free content to watch Freakazoid, Nick Splat, almost all the anime your heart can desire, My Hero Academia, One Punch Man, Dragon Ball Super, all that amazing stuff that I love and I know you guys do as well is on there. So that also remember be on the lookout tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, evening. We're gonna release a history of Kingpin episode this Saturday. We're gonna release an origin of Bullseye episode and keep this Villains Month train rolling here on Variant for all of October, and as well as celebrating the season 3 release of Daredevil this weekend because both Bullseye and Kingpin are in season 3, and it looks awesome. I'm very, very excited. Netflix Daredevil show is easily my favorite uh Netflix Marvel show and one of just my favorite comic book shows currently out. See, that's one of the ones I love. There you go. But with that said, guys, I'll see you next time or tomorrow on your computer screens when you watch the history of Kingpin. Later, guys.